Welcome back to another edition of Coffee Time with TD. Move over, Rover, and let TD take over. Be good or be good at it. God is great, always and always. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. You know it is my favorite day of the week because we get busy. And you know I've got to respond to Gavin Newsom's speech last night. And let me be the first one to say I am here for it. I have told you that I am not a Gavin Newsom fan. I do not like what has happened to California in general, especially Los Angeles. You know how much I love Los Angeles, Laker games, San Francisco, Woodside, Napa. California is one of the most magnificent states in the United States, and it has destroyed me what has happened to it. The wildfires, no water, and the fire hydrants, et cetera, et cetera. So I am not a Gavin Newsom fan. You know that. I've told you that. But last night, his speech was nothing short of absolutely fucking magnificent. Now listen, I don't think there's going to be an election in 2028. I've told you that. I do not think President Donald Trump is leaving office, which seems to be the consensus now. But again, I was the first one to say that back in September, October, if President Donald Trump won, he was not leaving office. Now everybody says to be saying the same thing I did back in August and September, but I digress. It was the first sign of fighting fire with fire last night from Gavin Newsom. Because I have been extremely disappointed, upset, angry, mad, whatever adjective you want to put in there, with how the Democrats have responded to President Donald Trump winning the election so far. They have been a huge disappointment. AOC on a float, waving to people. But last night, and listen, do I think Gavin Newsom can beat MAGA if there is an election? I don't think so, but I have to have hope, right? I don't know if Gavin Newsom, and especially the way people feel about the state of California, is he enough to beat MAGA in 2028? I don't know, but let me tell you this. It was incredible. And I want to be the first one to congratulate Gavin Newsom on a speech that I absolutely fucking loved. It was the first sign of fight. And you have to fight for every single fucking thing you get in life. Everything. You have to fight. And it was the first sign of fight in the entire Democratic Party. Full stop, end of. His speech last night, I was ready to run through a wall. Gavin Newsom, like I said, I apologize for talking shit. But last night, your speech was nothing short of incredible. And I hope it gave you as much hope as it gave me, because he's the only one who stood up to Donald Trump and MAGA so far. He's the only one who's had the stones, the minerals, the balls to fight fire with fire. And I applaud Gavin Newsom for what he did and what he said last night, because everything he said was spot on, was 100%. That's the truth. Full stop, end of. Every single fucking thing Gavin Newsom said last night was the absolute truth. Except he's the only one so far who's had the stones, the nerve, the balls, the huevos to stand up to President Donald Trump and MAGA. Gavin Newsom. Take a victory lap last night. Small victories, but last night was a victory lap that finally someone and the entire Democratic Party had the stones to stand up to President Donald Trump and MAGA. And it damn near brought a tear to my eye, because that's how fucking proud I was of Gavin Newsom last night and what he said. Because he was the only one to stand up and fight and call a spade a spade. And he deserves a round of applause. Did he declare his presidency last night? Yeah, probably. Because right now, I can tell you unequivocally, he right now is the leader of the Democratic Party. And he said, fall in line to the rest of the Democrats. You're going to follow me. because nobody else has the balls to stand up to President Donald Trump and MAGA. So congratulations, Governor Gavin Newsom. Well fucking done. I applaud it and need more of it. Let me know what you think.